Making money on the stock market. Greetings from Ballarat, Victoria, Australia. I'm Jerome Nugent-Smith and this is episode 6. If you remember in episode 1, I talked about the fictitious ASX share trading fund, where we set up two types of accounts. One, a set and forget, and the second one, active daily trading strategy. So the set and forget, just to remind you, delivered a 47.5% return on investment over the 6-month period. That's from March 2021 to the end of August 2021. The active daily trading strategy fund delivered a return on investment of over 10,227%. That's right. The fund increased from $100,000 to $10.3 million over that 6-month period, which is why now I'm looking to set up a hedge fund to turn the fictitious trading activities into reality over the next 12 months and deliver a return on investment in the order of 1,000%. But before we get to that, what I'd like to do is to review some of the trading strategies and specific figures that occurred between March and the end of August 2021. Now, just to refresh your memory, the original 3BA, Radio 3BA fund, fictitious fund, had $100,000 in it, and I invested $10,000 in 10 stocks. That was the original set and forget strategy. Now, at the end of, just to take you through, at the end of March 2021, the fund had increased to $190,000, just under $200,000. So from $100,000 to $200,000, but this was on the basis of the active daily trading strategy. And at the end of March, the majority of the value of the fund was basically in stocks. In other words, 59% of the funds was still in stocks. So at the end of March, so in 1 month the fund had grown grown by 90%. This is the active daily trading. At the end of April, the fund had increased from $100,000 to $479,000. At the end of March, the value of the fund was $1.2 million. At the end of June, it was $2.1 million. At the end of July, it was $3.3 million. And at the end of August, it was $10.3 million. So, what is the moral of the story? Well, obviously, if you consider those figures, then money makes money. That the amount of money that was made in the fund by investing in daily trading on the ASX increased dramatically as the months progressed. And that's not unusual. So let's have a look at some of the individual stocks that traded. Now, I've prepared a list. There's over 33 stocks. Remember, there was 556 trades over the 6-month period. There are 33 stocks that the share price increased by more than 45% on a particular day. Because remember, the daily active trading strategy was in and out, quick, dirty, end up at the end of the day with 100% cash in the bank. And to give you some idea of those particular stocks, and these are the ASX codes, at the top of the list was RXH, and that had a 233% increase in the share price in 1 day. Next was BCK, that was 212%. Then LIO, 170%. MDX, 156%. And RNU, 150%. These are the share price increases on a particular day. Now, if you recall, in one of the earlier episodes, I mentioned that in the early stages of the 6-month period, basically I set an objective of generating $5,000 profit per day. As time progressed, that increased from 5,000 to 10,000 to 25,000. And in the last month or 5 weeks, to be precise, I set an objective of increasing, making $250,000 profit per day. Now, just to give you an example of one particular day and the principle of money making money, on the 25th of August this year, so it's fairly recent, one stock, WTC, there was a major rumour floating around the market, not something special that I became aware of, but in terms of a takeover. And the share price at the opening of trade was $41.35, which I bought in there at an average price, and sold at $57.30. So by investing $4.135 million, the fund was able to generate a return of 38.6% return on investment in that one day. That's the 25th of August. But more particularly, to make a profit of $1.595 million. So it can be done, and this is an example of taking advantage of particular situations on any given market day and translating that into profits for the fund. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning, my next objective is to set up a hedge fund to attract in the order of $5 million and to generate a return on investment to take that fund from $5 million to around $60 million in the first year, which would generate a return on investment of about 1,000% gross. So this is all from episode 6. I look forward to catching up with you in terms of episode 7. Meantime, successful trading on no matter where you are on your particular stock exchange. For me, it's the ASX. Goodbye from Ballarat, Victoria.